next question I have for you is, we understand that, I believe in some King's report, this, maybe, was it like last week or 2 weeks ago, Hyunjin talked about people who are anti-hierarchy or anti-organization or anti-church, they don't understand the kingdom of God. Now, what you just shared with me, that hierarchy or church business or organization business should not be above family business or above tribal Messiah business. Does that make you anti-hierarchy or anti-organization or anti-church?
Of course not. It makes me anti-reversal of dominion. It doesn't make me anti-hierarchy. It's like, say, I don't want my butler to run my house. It doesn't mean I don't want a butler.
Right. Wow. That is very simple. Dang. Okay.
But I do think that there are people who are fishing for a reason to be dismissive of me because I caused them struggle. And the struggle that I caused them is actually started by a father. They're actually fighting father's decentralization wishes.
Right.
Okay? So, it's been said, I've heard in a lecture, a father's course, the reason why Hungjanim was taken was because father's first decentralization effort was called home church on the heels of the victory of Washington Monument, Madison Square Garden rallies, right? But decentralization threatens people whose career or values are based on how they plug into a hierarchy or an organization. For example, if you're a tribal Messiah and your home center, all right, with your neighbors and everything, is more valuable to you, you may sow less into the church organization now because of this great transition period. It's actually happening. Well, if someone were to work for the church and watch this happening, it's like, oh no, they're not focusing on my organization anymore, right?
They feel threatened.
They feel threatened, and it's not unlike how the archangel felt when the administration of Adam was a burgeoning phenomena. It was new. It was about to start up. And everybody should understand, like, if you had the horse-drawn buggy business, and you made those carriages, and then, like, Henry Ford was building this assembly line down the road, you would want that assembly line factory, you would want that factory to burn down by accident, because, oh my God, you're going to have to find another industry. You're going to have to start from the ground up. It's very threatening. Right. And this explains part of the archangel's feeling. He said, the DP says he wanted the same position in the new human society that he once enjoyed as the center of communication, right? As the mediator for God to the rest of the
angel wants to be the mediator between God and human beings, so he feels value.
Yes, so that he feels value. And if he can't have that, in other words, Young Jim says he wants to make us serfs. Right. So, in the fireside chat from a couple of weeks ago, Young Jim said he doesn't know why, but the leaders still get addicted to this trying to make people serfs,
I think you mentioned that from Korea, right?
Mm-hmm.
But again, that same spirit could still affect the entire world, even within the unification sanctuary.
Right. So it is those people who they don't realize that they're afraid, and by their fear, they may not realize that they're actually trying to resist Father. So when it's not actually a threat to the church, okay, because the realm of tribal messiahship would probably, in a free market way, make us even richer. And our resistance to the era of tribal messiahship, which started in the 90s, the way we crushed it is the same way that we crushed home church, right? So, Father, if Hunjanim was taken because we failed at home church, because we felt threatened by it or afraid of the transition from centralization to decentralization, we're still dealing with that. And I think that these people, they stack on criticism against me, and they say things, very dismissive things like, oh, he's anti-hierarchy. But they're just looking for a reason to be dismissive, to disqualify me wholesale, because it makes them more comfortable.
Right. Right. So in a way, it makes them dismiss their own responsibility of where they stand. For just saying that you're anti-hierarchy, you're anti-organization. So it kind of draws attention away from people to understand what's really going on.
They feel threatened by the era of decentralization.
Right.
And if I'm a vocal proponent of decentralization, it doesn't mean I'm necessarily anti-church.
Right.
Decentralization itself sort of squeezes church. It makes it it moves it towards obsolescence.
Right.
But who's really pushing that? Jamal Johnson? I mean, look at the lack of growth of the church. You don't have to look at another issue if you want to understand why the church has stagnated for 20 years. My assessment is it's because of this frustrated point right here.
Right.
The fear of decentralization. When the era of decentralization comes, that means the merit of the age, that means the spirit world wants to help us accomplish decentralized organization, but we're not ready to do it. So they just sit back. So there's no spiritual movement, which means no growth.
Right. The spirit world's not going to be motivated if people aren't willing to step foot within their sovereignty.
Yeah.
Yeah.